That's how they try to encourage you in the church.
I just like the fact that he was so intently on the fact that he knows the song. So for knowing the song, you get a.
He requested it, Faith. Do you understand? He
and
told
for making them turn it down.
Yep.
Turn us down for you to hear it.
I wanted you to hear this, Faith. Yes. Faith, you are an icon.
Yes, she is.
Yes, Faith, you are an icon.
Thank you.
That song came out in 95.
Oh my gosh.
It's 2026.
And we still bumping it.
And we still bumping that
and it
first
still
album.
Sound good.
You did it, Faith.
Thank you.
You created classics that stood the test of time.
That is a blessing.
And in 95, I wasn't even trying to sing that song. But now that I'm older, I don't care what people think. Soon as I get home.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I lost
what's
my breath.
What's going to happen?
It don't matter what's going to happen. Use your imagination, have to be. Okay, you know.
Absolutely not.
A lot of noise. A lot of noise is going to happen.
That's the answerizing whoever's at home.
Wait who's at home? Come on, Faith. You know who's at home. I love Faith Evans for a number of reasons. She don't even know. But as I look at her accolades and some of the things that she's done, this album we're talking about, Faith, came out in 1995.
Crazy.
Platinum album, probably multi-platinum album. She's a best-selling author. Give her a round of applause for that. Okay. She has her own Autism Awareness Foundation, Ryders Room. Give her a round of applause for that. She has penned some of the biggest hits that this culture and this genre has ever seen. And I'll never forget taking a picture with her. She'll forget it. But me and my partner King Tech and my partner Big Paul saw her and Biggie in downtown somewhere, Manhattan, in that time, in that glorious time. And you didn't hesitate to take a picture with us. And
I knew who you guys were.
I know, but still, we don't know who knew at that time. We didn't know who knew who we were. We was from the West. We didn't know what people knew. And not everybody was so kind. You know what I mean? Like about, sharing their time. I think that's indicative of the person you were then and the person you are today. I want to welcome you back to the show. Welcome back, the legendary, the iconic one. Faith Evans is in the building. Grammy Award-winning R&B singer, songwriter, producer. That album cover, Faith. Are we standing ovation? Standing ovation. Standing New York. Standing New York.
Why not? Come on, man.
Come on, Faith Evans is here.
Come on, man.
Faith Evans is here.
Absolutely.
Hey, Faith, when you put that album cover, too, for that album, I know we're here to talk about other things, but I never got to ask you about that because that was an iconic picture, right? And it didn't show your entire face. Was there something symbolic behind that picture, or is just the one y'all chose?
I think that was, I know, that was all Puff's vision.
Oh, really?
I mean, he from the beginning, like, he wanted this mystique, this air of mystique, and like even in Biggie's I think it was Big Papa video.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the table and I came all with my cute outfit, thinking I'm gonna be in my husband video. And he was like, "I don't want nobody to see you yet." I'm like, "They don't know who I am." So all you see is the back of my head and some blonde hair. But that was his thing. He wanted to kind of keep the level of a certain level of mystique to it on the rollout.
You must have been very emotionally mature to allow that to happen.
This whole game was new to me, so I didn't, I'm like, he must know what he's doing.
Right.
I mean, I didn't like some of the hairstyles and stuff, but I mean, other than that, I was just like, hey, whatever, he must know what he's doing.
He must know what he's doing. He knew shit. He knew what he was doing.
As far as that part. Musically, that was me.
Okay.
Okay.
So you was like, even this song you listening to, Soon As I Get Home, and I noticed you're like, damn it, this song is too long. What changed, like in song structure from then to now, or did you just become just a better writer? Like,
when I said that, I was thinking about how I felt back then. Like I always felt like sometimes there'll be an extra bridge or 3 different turnarounds in the song, and I'm like, is that really necessary? So in general, I thought our songs were pretty long. Now that's not in comparison to the, I don't even know what you call them today, songlets. Because they're very short now. It's like very to the point. I wouldn't even know. I think even my daughter, who's a great writer, producer, and stuff. she'd be like, Mom, I just feel like you do too many stacks. Like this is some years ago when I was trying to like put some vocals on the song she was producing. It's like, you do not need all of those stacks and harmonies. I'm like, well, that's me. That's
Right,
what,
right.
That's what I do. I mean, it's a lot different now.
I love your kids, man.
I was going to say that too. Yeah, because
Thank you.
we're here. Obviously, Sway in the Morning is all about celebration. We want folks here to celebrate you all, everybody. But your children are artists in their own right. You know, shout out to CJ, who's been on the show. Shout out to your daughter, China. Shout out to Josh. Can you talk about like the beauty and the artistic creation that your children have been blessed with?
It is a blessing, and it's refreshing to see them grow into their, like China has always, she's been, playing keyboards and writing and producing since she was little, even before she was like confident enough to let us hear what she was doing.
Wow.
Joshua's the same. I mean, he's been singing since he was a little boy. But for him to now go into producing, which China, I think, really helped him get his production game going. He produced a song on the Grammy-winning album by Duran Bernard.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
Wow. Yeah, shout out to Josh. And CJ, I mean, he's just kind of doing his own thing with the business, the art, the photographs. He's trying to dabble back in acting, too. So
dope. Okay.
Hopefully, hopefully we'll see him on the screen.
Amazing. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Even Ryder can sing, though.
Ryder
Really?
can sing, too?
Yeah,
Wow.
Ryder is very verbally limited.
Okay.
But I'll hear him, he just in the back, he be just singing all the songs. And if it's a song that has just a music bed, like, some of the intros on the radio, he'll just start humming ad-libs. I'm like, where was you at when I was in the studio? 'Cause he be just having ad-libs and melody ideas. I'm like, did you just hear what he...
Wow.
Like, yeah.
That's incredible.
So,
blessing.
I mean, you got it honest, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you got beautiful. I've hung out with CJ, which was kind of surreal, in a beautiful way, because I would want to talk to him about his dad, at least the experiences I've had with his dad, and I'll go, and then I realize he didn't know me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it might
Right.
sound strange. So what I decided to do is just hang out. I've hung out with him and C's and just hang out. And just see what kind of young man he is. And he's been on the show before, and I just want to commend you. You've done an excellent job with your kids. I've seen China when she was an infant out here, and to see, she got a book coming too, right?
Yeah.
What's
Shout
her
out
book
to
about?
China. Well, this was a surprise to me. She told me maybe 6 months ago that she was working on a book. I guess it's about her life thus far. I don't know.
Baby's like, shit, Sway, I don't know.
Hey, I mean, I'm sure it is about aspects of her life. I mean, I don't get in my kids' business. Just if you need some advice, I'm here. Or if I see you kind of making the wrong decision, I'll try. But I try and let them live. I'm not a hovering mother.
You're not one of those?
No.
At what age did you let go and let them, when you said, okay, whatever decisions you're going to make? Like, what's that age? Is it 21? Is it?
I don't, because I find myself still having to think, hey, do I need to say, but, a lot of times, I don't know. I mean, CJ and Josh, they moved out probably when they were like 20, around 19, 20, 21. So, I mean, I've always kind of been that way. I'm not, like, hey, what are you doing? I like to believe that the way that I've raised them and by example that, they kind of got their heads on right. I'm pretty confident of that.
Yeah.
But I just kind of like to let them live and learn, like I said, unless it's something I see that could be detrimental, that I need to be like, come here, I need to talk to you. But I don't like to. I like to let them experience things, and
Yeah. Faith Evans, we're talking mothering right now,
Absolutely.
HB. I love it, man. And we're also talking about a big event that's taking place April 12th.
Yes.
Right here in Los Angeles, California, at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex. The address is 5001 Obama Boulevard, which isn't too far from here. Can you talk to us? I want to commend you because, and people like Tisha Campbell and and folks who have had kids who have autism, it's not everybody would be so vocal and open about it, but you always have been that. I want you to tell us about just really, what was it like for you, for those who may be experiencing that now, discovering that your child was autistic?
For me, by the time Ryder was diagnosed, I was already aware something was wrong. So it was more like me begging for a written diagnosis in order for me to access a lot of the early intervention stuff. But initially,
You had to beg for a written diagnosis?
well, yeah, because he was a by the time he was 2,
Yeah.
I'm like, my son should be talking. I had three other kids before him, and his doctor was like, you just wait it out. Every kid is different. Da, 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 da. But I still felt something wasn't right, so I started just on my own putting him in speech therapy and things that I would look up to see if that is what's wrong with my son. What should I do? So I went to speech therapy, occupational therapy. But in that time, I was told about the regional center, which is where we in California go to access supports and services outside of the school district for our children and young adults that are on the spectrum and with disabilities. And in order to access the early intervention, I needed to have a diagnosis before he was 3 years old. So I pretty much just begged the doctor. There was no test or anything that I knew about at that time, but that was pretty much how it happened. I can't say that I didn't, even in me knowing something was wrong without a diagnosis. I mean, of course, there was a fear of the unknown, or, I wouldn't say a fear of a stigmatism or how people gonna. It was more so fear of, oh my God, what can I do? How am I? What do I do? But then, what's my name, fool?
Faith.
Hello.
Did you just throw up a gang set?
No, that was
okay.
No, that was
Faith. I'm sorry, Faith.
Oh, maybe the way I put it down. Don't get it twisted.
Don't put it down. Don't put it upside down, Faith.
I'm left-handed, so don't, sometimes my hand just be doing.
Okay.
But I meant to do like that.
Okay. Oh, you know where we at, Faith. All right. But but I'm glad you said that, because a lot of folks, I have kids in my family who are autistic, and a lot of folks, I think, be concerned about the wrong things, like the stigma and how that might make you look, or or how it might make your kid look, and there's a lot of parents out there that probably dealing with that now. What would you say to them as far as your personal journey and not allowing those things to affect you getting busy?
Well, I am his number one advocate.
Yeah.
And if I don't get in there and try and figure out what to do, and not that I have it all figured out, I'm always learning, but especially in the beginning of this walk as a autism mom, who else is going to do it with the same passion,
Yeah.
Who else is going to be like, hey, and it was because of other parents that I learned most of the things that I learned in order to really feel a little more confident, like, okay, okay, I found out that's just such a huge relief to even just have a question or two answer. And like I said, most of the insight I gained was from other parents, like Sherry right here. Shout out to Sherry.
Let's shout her out. Who we got in the
Why
room?
Ryders Room was founded. Sherry Alvarez.
What's up, Sherry?
She's the
Sherry.
vice president of Ryders Room, representing Oaktown.
Town business.
Minister Hanaan, who is the
Legendary.
the general. His organization. We're actually partnering with his organization, Fathers of the Community, on this April event.
Yes.
So yeah, all of the things that I've had to experience, that I've learned and am still learning, is what inspired me to, hey, I got to do something. When I pulled Ryder out of school, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be at home. I ain't about to be on the road. I ain't about to be in the studio. I really want to start.
You put your career on hold.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I put it on hold. God gave me a different assignment right now.
Okay.
That's facts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look at it like that. I'm very blessed and thankful that I have, records that you still play and enjoy, and that when I get in the car, I hear my songs. But Ryder needs me more than anybody, and having to be there, because things change all the time. I might have figured out one thing, and then, this changed. This therapist changed, or you need to find a new place to take him for that, or he's at this age, so now he needs a whole new set of supports, and services. So knowing that I have to be present all the time, it's like, it's not realistic for me to tell nobody I'm about to be in the studio. It's really not.
That's not. It don't even sound right.
That's lies.
Even when you just said it right there, it didn't even sound right.
It's not.
Like, you ain't got time
so,
for that.
I mean, you know, I know
Yeah.
even my fans and people who've been wanting to work with me on the music business side, it's like I be like, I gotta tell you the truth, but I don't know when I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. Like,
right.
But I'm not mad at that. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't feel away. I got to do what I got to do, and not only is my being able to take a step back from that and focus on my son and Ryders Room, helping my son, but it's also, you know, helping me to be able to touch other families and other children and adults that are affected in whatever way I can.
Faith Evans is here. We're talking about the big event taking place April 12th. You don't even have to be have a kid or a member of your family that's autistic to come. You should just come and support it. But if you do, if you know someone, definitely make them aware. April 12th at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex here in Los Angeles, 5001 Obama Boulevard.
Faith, this is for you and Sherry. Is there something that you learned in all of your research and as being moms? Is there something that you've learned? Where does this come from? Because growing up, we really didn't hear about autism. Like, I don't remember going to school and saying, or hearing even my aunts talk about, oh, my cousin is autistic. It seems like it's something that's happened maybe in the past 30 years or 25. I'm not sure. But is it something that you all have learned? Is it genetics? Is it something that we're eating or doing? I don't know. Did you feel any kind of guilt as moms? Like, what have you learned that you can share with people listening?
I'm going to let her answer that. But I want to just say this. I learned recently that the first diagnosed case of autism, or the first reported case, was supposedly like in the 50s, right? I saw something like that, and I was so shocked. Like, really? I didn't,
me either.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it
Where
either.
it went from there, I have no idea. But because I didn't really hear about it until maybe 20 years
20
ago.
years
when Ryder
ago.
was born around that time.
Yeah, that's very true. And before it was intellectual disabilities, you know, another kind of foul term people would use, also mental retardation. So it was definitely known back in the 50s, you know, our children were institutionalized. They were not allowed to have access to general education. You know, you didn't see them on campus.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you might remember, even if you grew up, you know, you might have seen children with disabilities at school, but they were segregated.
Yep.
You know, they were off to the side. They were on the back, you know, in the back of the campus.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't inclusion. It was no inclusion.
It was even a different bus.
It was even
Yep.
a different bus.
Yep.
They went in through a different gate. They left early. They were definitely segregated. They were not included. So that's one thing we can say with the new term, you know, with autism. You can call it intellectual disability, developmentally delayed.
Okay.
It's a lot of different terms, but it's been around, like Faith said, since the 50s.
Wow.
Do you think, to her question about, like, have you settled on, I know I haven't, but something that you think could be a true focus or cause? I know I haven't.
You know,
I gotta worry about
as a
that.
parent, I try not to go down that rabbit hole. At first, when his first initial diagnosis, I have an adult. He's 23 years old. He's 23, so I've been in this for a while. It could be anything, right? I don't know. You know, you hear people saying a lot of different things. Immunizations, certain medications. Who knows? You know, as a parent, I try not to allow that to even cloud me or take a part of me. And I tell other parents that too. It's here now. You know, we have this individual that needs us. We have to give most likely for the rest of their life. So don't engage that. You know, this is what I tell other parents. Try not to engage that. You know, hopefully, if science and they say, yeah, it's genetic, it's a chromosome, we know it's a neurological disorder. We do know that.
Okay.
We know it's a neurological disorder. We know that, you know, individuals with autism have different brain waves. You know, some misfire, some are not firing properly, you know, speaking to each other. So we know it is something. Where it stems from, is it genetics? It's a lot of research out there.
That's still
You know,
trying
that still don't know.
But we got to deal with the results of whatever it
Right.
is, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
You got to live your life. Minister Hanaan, welcome to the show.
My brother.
Good to have you here, brother. Good to have you here. And Gotta have you more. I gotta find a way to be a part of Fathers of the Community Ministries.
Man, listen, you already are.
Okay.
You already are. You know, the ministry is about people that do. We doers. Not, not so much title holders. You know how it is.
I know how that is.
You already know what we talk about, But you one of the ones that's actually out there doing it. Like you said, when you were sharing about you being in Manhattan and you running into it's when you're a doer, it shows that you're a doer. So, you know what I'm saying? The ministry is about the verb form of the word minister. There's two. It's a noun and a verb. We're the verb form. So are you, King. So is everyone in this room.
Wow.
We doers.
Faith, you got to come by more often. You got a great group of friends.
And I left y'all gifts. I had a couple. I'm gonna just drop them off one day this week. Next week maybe this week. But I bought y'all a couple of bottles of champagne and stuff. I just left them on the counter at home.
Well, we're not far from your home either.
Right. I said I'd just drop them off one day.
Known for a good meal or two.
Come on,
you know
Faith.
what I mean?
We got two chefs right here. If people, how did you guys connect and decide to partner up with this event too?
Well, I've known Minister for many years. He's the head of security. Anyway. But he wanted to he does this event every year on Global Day of Compassion, and he wanted to partner with Ryders Room last year, but we were planning our gala. And I was like, let's do something next year so it's not rushed, and maybe we can do it in April for Autism Acceptance Month. And so this has been like a year in the making in terms of us planning this event together. So hopefully it's not going to be the only one. This is just the first. But let me give some more details about it. But that's how we know each other. We've always wanted to do something with both of our organizations.
Yo-Yo's going to be there, right?
Yes.
John B's going to be there. Right?
Yes, Little C's.
Little C's.
My homies from Silent Success Entertainment. My boy Rufus Black, his artist. A couple of local artists out here. Oh, Rose Gold is performing. Kiafa with the Golden Fro. It's going to be nice. DJ Jihad, my son, he's on the ones and twos.
DJ Jihad. Jihad, that's an ill name. That's like my name. My name.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he has an alias. If you ever join a bowling team, Jamad.
Oh.
Yeah, if you join a bowling team and you see Jamad, that's him.
Oh, you bowl?
Jamad.
Oh, now it's Jamad. Oh gosh, he's such an op, yo.
Maybe
it was
should be
Jamad
when you had the dreads.
When I had the locks.
Right.
Maybe it should just be Mod.
Just Mod.
Yeah, Mod.
The covenant is in the heart, not the hair, Faith.
Okay.
Not every Ross will wear locks, but I like his name. We got Tracy and Mike Muse in New York right now. Y'all want to jump in this conversation?
Yeah, no,
Tracy?
Absolutely. This is such an important conversation, especially because, unfortunately, Black families have had this deep, long-standing culture around silence as it pertains to mental health, as it pertains to something like neurodivergence and the whole spectrum, no pun. And I loved when you were sharing earlier, Faith, that you didn't look at it as putting your career on hold. You looked at it as God putting me on a new assignment. And I thought that was such a powerful reframe. And I thought it was also a reminder for all of us, me included, that ultimately we experience our life through our perspective. So thank you very much for saying that. What I'm curious for you to also share, and Sherry, definitely jump on this as well. I know Ryder's 18 currently, right?
He just turned 19.
Okay. Happy birthday, Ryder. And those are pivotal ages, 18, 19. That's when we think about transitioning into adulthood. We gain a lot of independence. You were talking about with your 3 other children, how you've taken the approach of being more hands-off and you really want them to just have their own autonomy. Can you talk about how parenting Ryder at 18 is different from, say, when he was 8? And I know, Sherry, you have a 23-year-old. Just for any parents who are maybe preparing for that next stage, what are some of those key differences when your child does have autism?
There are definitely, transitional things like you mentioned. And when I was saying earlier, like at this certain age, you have to basically kind of start from scratch with like this is the age of independent living as opposed to your alternative curriculum stuff. It's like more about teaching them how to be independent, whether they're going to be fully independent or not, but you have to still try and coach those things in them and work on certain things. You can probably speak more on the bigger picture because I'm still trying
that adult transition age is, it can be rough. So I always like to tell our Ryder Room's parents, be prepared because it is a cliff. Different, the school district, hospitals, they'll see the individual, the child as an adult. And we know that the child have some limited capabilities. But once that 18 hit, they're like, oh, they have to give consent. The child has to give consent to even making a doctor's appointment. So I would tell, yes, doctor appointment, attending, school, everything shifts to this adult. Even though all the different entities, they know that this child definitely needs some sort of support, but it can be difficult. So I always tell our Ryder Room parents and any parent I come across, get ready. At 17, start looking into different aspects of things like conservatorship, durable power of attorney, advanced medical directive. Look at it as you're a caregiver. If you're caregiving for an elderly parent or caregiving for, if you're a caregiver, period, it's a sacred space. Yeah. And you want to make sure that you still have you make sure that person's covered. So you're going to start when they're 17, you're going to start looking into how can I remain my child's voice? Because it is a cliff. It's a cliff, and no one really prepares you or guides you.
That's like you were saying, Faith, what you were just saying under your breath, I'm still figuring it out. Right?
I mean, I did, finally did conservatorship for Ryder because, he's after he turned 18. But, so many things like that. Even in, for example, if a lot of our population, they may have behaviors, some may be bigger than others. But when your child is of a certain age, and like for me, Ryder's a big boy. He's a big teddy bear, but he's still big and he moves big. And that if people that don't understand that are not in our community, neurodivergent community, that can be off-putting. It can be scary. And just say if something were to happen with my child or anyone else, where someone's safety may not even have been in, they may not have been in danger, but someone may have taken it that way. But at a certain age, things like that, if they're over 18, it goes kind of straight to the police and to the folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of things, whether it be things that are pertaining to conservatorship, whether it be pertaining to supports and services, but even just other little things in real life that it's like, you got to really think about it. Like I've had situations where Ryder may have been in public with a group or someone that was looking after him, and say if he ran across the street or bumped into someone, or I've seen it happen with other kids, and they're over 18, that person that kept them would say that they're younger because they didn't want the other people to call the cops, and then immediately they would be dealt with in that way. Yeah.
Wow.
We got Mike Muse here. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Two questions. One for Faith and one for Sherry. But Faith, I found something really interesting that you said, and now realizing that Ryder is 18 years old. You said when you received the diagnosis, you didn't go into stigma, but you went into action immediately. And 18 years ago, there wasn't that much information about autism and the different types of spectrum. And so what were you hearing that allowed you to be so comfortable with the diagnosis and then go into action? And then the second question for Sherry is, what advice, and this is a big question, understanding that, but what advice would you give parents once they receive the diagnosis that Faith received in terms of how to begin finding the resources, in particular for school and education, and finding out what your different state allows and will underwrite and undercut to supplement the type of education that different children on the spectrum could use?
Well, for me, when I started just Googling autism, or, what do I do if my child has autism? And it's, of course, a rabbit hole. But, I mean, one of the main things I was seeing more and more was, more than anything else, was, speech therapy, occupational therapy. Like, what services would a young child or toddler that's diagnosed, what would they need? And I was seeing those two more than anything, so I just went and put them in speech therapy and OT therapy on my own. And while there, I met a parent who became my friend, whose son was diagnosed at birth, and he's the same age as Ryder, but she was still a little bit, deeper in her walk than I was. And so she kind of helped to guide me with certain things I should do, next steps. And then I met another parent, same thing. And then I met Sherry, so we all would kind of confer and meet with each other, which was the original people in Ryders Room before we had a board. So Ryders Room was really just a few parents that wanted to give gift cards and stuff to other parents, until I was able to get a board with my friends and professionals that I'm cool with that really wanted to be a part of supporting the cause. So I rambled a little bit. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, that was great.
That's all
Thank you,
needed.
Faith.
Yeah.
So if I'm speaking to a parent that's either seeking out a diagnosis or newly diagnosed, I would definitely say, first thing I would tell them is pause and remember yourself. Put self-care first. That's the first thing. Now, next thing, of course, you would think you would go to your primary care physician with your concerns. It depends on what state you're in, like you said. Each state has such a vast different amount of services and what they allow. If I'm speaking to our people in California, I would definitely tell them to first do your primary care physician, reach out to a regional center. California, we're lucky that we have a law. It's called the Latterman Act, that it was put in place in the 1960s. A lot of parents advocated for it, and we have a law that protects our children. And we have a law that provides them rights to access, rights to services. And they receive those services through an organization called the Regional Center. We have 21 regional centers in California across the states. I would tell you to start there. Request an intake, request assistance with one of the social workers there. That's going to be your first step, is definitely your local regional center when I'm speaking to California. Other states, I know New Jersey, they have a developmental department also that's really strong. And New York, you guys have great services there. You guys also have a state-funded department. Start there. Start Googling. 22 years ago, there was very limited information on the internet for me. So I was like really in the grassroots. I was in the thick of it. I was like out there trying to find different organizations, like knocking them down, like what can I do to help this young man? So it's going to take, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's going to take work. You got to really pull your boots up and just be grinding. You have to just keep going, keep asking questions. Don't take, oh, it's too early. It's not too early. Push hard. So it's more about being proactive and being persistent, Don't get caught up in it gets rough. Don't try not to lay in that area too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get frustrated. You're right.
Don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Sorry, but to add to what Sherry was saying, like we in California, we have a law. I would love to one day, is anybody out there that's listening that can want to join, I want to figure out why every state can't have a similar act, if not that same one, that every state can have the equal access to the things. And don't get me wrong, even in California, we have friends that live in different areas that there's still certain disparities, even though we still have these better services and supports than most states. But I want to figure that out. I would love to be a part of helping that, come to be.
Mike, you want to chime in?
Yeah, if I can jump in, just two things. Faith, I'm going to give you a solution for that one. But to Sherry's point, again, every state is different. But for those who live in New York, I'm not an expert, so just double check this. Thank you for sharing the regional centers in California. But in New York, parents, if your child is on the spectrum, the state does provide you supplemental income and opportunities for your child to go into these elite private schools, so that there could be a place there that you don't have to pay for that. So Google it, do a little bit more. Not an expert, but just there are things out there. Sherry, I just want to sorry, Sherry, Faith. For you, I love that solution. Where you start with is your 2 senators in California. Find a way to meet with them. It's easy. You can contact them at their district office. The 2 senators have district and regional offices. I don't know how California's so big, so it may be regional versus district, but they should have a district and a regional office. Find a way to meet with your senator, one of the 2 senators, and then from there, talk to them about you want to put forward legislation to make this, to federalize autistic services for children so that children and parents don't have to go through the system of state by state play. It just starts with a parent talking and advocating. I don't want to simplify it, but it does just start there, put it on their radar, and then through Ryders Room, I can talk to you on this on the side, but then you guys are a 501c3. You can then convert it over to a 501c4, and then that way you can turn into a lobbying arm, Ryders Room, to then advocate on the Hill in your state capitals in order to make this a national legislative branch. So these laws get passed by people putting momentum and showing interest. Lawmakers don't do things just on their own, not because they're bad people, but they react to the pressure from their constituents and what their constituents want.
I'll get you guys Mike News' direct number, okay? You know, he just might insist you treat him to a meal. That's it. That's it. I'm going to take one call, man.
Cheeseburger.
We got Sherry Alvarez is here. Minister Hanaan is here. The iconic Faith Evans is here. Taz is on the line from Phoenix. Taz.
Hey, Taz.
Welcome
What's
to
up,
the show.
Taz?
Hey, what's going on,
Ted.
fam? You hear me?
What's happening? Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. What you want to add to the conversation, Taz? Taz?
He might have put us on mute by mistake.
Taz, you got us on mute? Okay, he might have us on mute. I wanted to take him because he works at a job that help teach people about how to handle people with autism. So, but that didn't work out.
Agency or something.
Yeah, something like that. Al in Texas, we got Faith in there.
Al.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Faith?
Hey, how are you?
All right. I know that, man, I don't even want to talk about my story. You all was talking about, the autism, but I was just wanted to say my story, how I met you. I did my first cooking job in Chicago back in 03 or 04, and I cooked for you some chicken, greens, and some salad, and you requested me to come upstairs. He was like, who cooked that? I guess you told whoever, and they brought me upstairs and everything, and I met you and everything. You was like, you're a baby. I was like, nah, I'm grown. But, yeah, I just wanted to remember that time I had cooked for you, and I always
Nice
tell
talking
people
to you.
about it. You too. Take care.
Have a good one.
All right, Al.
You too.
Hey, wait, hold up, Al, before you hang up. Faith,
Yes,
can you
sir.
say have a good one? Al, say his name. That way he can say you said his name.
Have a good one, Al.
You too,
Is it
Faith.
Chef
Take
Al?
care. Yes.
Are you a chef?
You know what?
Okay.
I'm still doing my cooking thing. You know, I'm doing landscaping right now, but
That's it,
you know,
Al.
I
Al,
feel-
it's over.
You know what?
All right, Al. Appreciate you, man. You're a
Al, Sway in the morning.
citizen. Al took it. He gave you the club mix.
You know what?
We on radio. He give you the club mix.
Before we wrap up really quickly, I don't know if it's coincidental or maybe there's something to it, but both of y'all said sons. And then when you were telling the story, you mentioned 2 other people with sons. Is this something that happens mostly with boys?
There are definitely statistically more males diagnosed.
It's something I noticed while y'all were talking. You kept saying son.
I mean, there's even within the group of like kids that go to the social group and on their camps, there's probably 25 boys and 3 girls. I mean, not that that's a representation, but it's typically like that. Is what we don't have a lot of females that, you know, we even just recently did a dance. We were like, we got to get some girls in here, but there are definitely more males diagnosed.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, that's interesting, man. I want to thank you, Faith, for coming by. Faith
Yes.
Evans, April 12, 2026. Go to at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex, Obama Boulevard. Autism Awareness Community event that they're here to promote, a celebration of awareness, acceptance, and inclusion. Minister Hanaan, it's a pleasure to be in your presence, my brother.
Pleasure is all mine, King. You know, we go a long ways back, so I'm definitely excited to be here for this event.
Absolutely, man. You looking great, man. You looking strong, clear. Come on, man. I see you. I see history.
I'm trying to stay focused. You know what I mean? Trying to just do the work.
Absolutely.
You know? I just want to give a shout out to these women. This is why I'm inspired to do. Was, you know, me and Faith go back, but when Ryder was born, what she said earlier is just something that I want to like reiterate, which is be the doer. Like, don't get caught up in the not just the frustration or the part of could it be my fault or anything like that. Like, these women here, since I've known them to be in this field, are just like doers. Like, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. Like, no matter whatever it is, they just know they're gonna be there and love their child and do whatever it takes. So that's the encouragement that I want, you know what I'm saying, and reiterate to them, like she said, like, I'm not going to the studio, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like, when certain things, when just clicking, that is a priority, it helps. And that should be all of our priorities for this event, is come out and support, because the biggest thing that I have seen is that you get help by other people that's going through it.
Yeah.
And you learn more about what's happening when you're around other people that are going through it. And like you said, what I've seen is that the diversity could be someone that's highly unfunctional to highly functional. Like, the range is so where in between there that one person could be this way, another person can't be. But you need to learn from each person, and especially their parent that's with them every day, you know, and being someone who will encourage them, you know, in that thing. Just showing up is an encouragement. Like, other people are caring. And the caring part is the part that it doesn't take much for anybody to do. Just show up and, you know what I mean, just be there. So that's
I want to add one thing before we go too. She was talking about caring, you know, taking care of yourself as a caregiver. I would be mad as heck if I forgot. We're having an event on May 30th as well. Ryders Room is partnering with the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health, correct? Yes. And May 30th is it's a caring for the caregiver, like a little day of wellness for parents and caregivers. May 30th is in West LA. It's free to the public, free transportation, free food, but you do have to register for this one. So for any information on everything Ryders Room is doing, just go to our website, www.rydersroom.com, RYDERS. And we are planning for our next gala in Newark, because I know we on all the airways right now. All right, at the Newark Museum, September 26th. So y'all check us out.
And we'll continue to promote it like we do Celebrity Why. We'll add those things
Definitely.
into our daily reports. Yes.
Thank you. And our May 30th event will be hosted by Gary G. Thang Johnson, and we will have a wellness panel moderated by Shalonda Dr. Sunshine Crawford. Yeah,
okay.
I got it all in.
Yay me.
I'm going to give a shout out to our Baldwin Village community who
yes.
does a great job on trying to make sure we facilitate the situation in many different types of fields out here to try and lead by example. But I want to give our Baldwin Hills Village community a shout out while we're on the air too.
Absolutely. And Sherry, you want to shout out Oakland?
I want to shout out Oakland. So I want to shout out South LA. I want to shout out all our caregivers. It's your duty to share information.
Yes.
It's your duty to share information. No gatekeeping here. No gatekeeping.
Share it.
Share it.
Right.
Share it.
Let me tell you how that works. A direct effect of you guys showing up, as the minister said. We got Precious on the line. Precious has 2 children on the spectrum. Precious, welcome to the show.
Hey, Precious.
Hi, you guys. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Hey.
What made you call, Precious?
So I always listen to the Shade Room every morning. I go take my kids to school, and then I saw Faith Evans' name on there, and I've been knowing, like, through all her music and my mom listening to her music. So growing up, I knew that her son was autistic and on the spectrum. So when I was listening, I'm sitting here in the car, I'm crying, like, forgive me, y'all, because she was, like, speaking of, like, her journey and everything, and when she was speaking of, like, what did she do? Like, I tried to maintain, like, my mental health to be stable because I really didn't know what autism was, and I didn't have no support. And my son, primary doctor, she didn't want to give a diagnosis, just like Faith said. Like, I was like a chicken with my head running, cut off, like, trying to, like, force her to give my son a diagnosis. He was 3. He wasn't talking, and I was like revisiting this trauma from my siblings. They're twins, and my brother was nonverbal, and my sister was verbal, but she was more on the behavior side where she had like behavioral issues, and my mom was like shining it off. Like she didn't get them no help. Thank God my brother is an IT to this day. He graduated from San Francisco State. My sister is a phlebotomist at Kaiser Hospital. So with that being said, I reached out to the regional center because with the regional center in California, I live in Antioch, you don't need a doctor referral. So I did a self-referral for them to give my son an evaluation. Once I got that, I gave it to the doctor, and she was basically forced to give me another evaluation for Stanford Hospital. I reached out to the Care Parent Network where they were so resourceful. They came to my house, helped me organize my son a binder for like his IEPs. And then from that, I just took off. I don't have a nonprofit, but I always been inspired to start a nonprofit. And I've just been resourceful on my own as an individual with helping the parents around my community, like advocating for them, sitting in for IEPs and doing whatever I can. So I really just want to say thank you to you and Sherry. And I'm going to try to find a way to come down to the event in LA to bring my kids because my kids are inspirational to me. And like you said, I'm my son and my daughter's advocate because out here they really don't care to help these kids. Like for some reason they don't want to connect them to the resources, and it's like I'm a stay-at-home mom not by choice. It's because ain't nobody take care of my kids the way I take care of them. So they don't want to help you with like income resources as far as in-home care. My son don't have like no signs to danger, so he had like start a fire not knowing that it's putting the family in danger. So it's like, where do we look for any type of resources for help if we need jobs or anything? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the help is very limited if you don't know nobody or you're not connected to nobody to even help you with these resources. So I just really want to say thank you because I'm standing 10 toes, and I've been doing this for 13 years. Today my son has made 13 years old. He's so brilliant. He knows how to draw.
Today's a special day, man.
Memory. Yes, so I just want to say happy birthday to my son, Deshaun. He's 13 years old, and I appreciate y'all.
Hey, I sound like we got we need to recruit a new member to the Ryders Room.
Yeah, come on down to this event. And even if you don't make it, go send us your information somehow. You could DM me or DM the Ryders Room page. I'll write your name down so I'll make sure I know it's you.
Okay.
I don't really check my DMs.
Thank you.
Anymore.
Have a blessed
day. Hey, Precious, thanks for your call.
Yes,
You're a
Precious.
super
God bless
citizen.
you, Precious.
A sway in the morning.
Yo,
I
this
appreciate you guys.
You
love
too.
you. Have a beautiful day. This was a beautiful day, man.
Yes.
Yes,
I just
indeed.
got back from New York, and I want to fly back to make sure I made this for this show this morning to see you in person. Faith, continue the good work, and it's amazing how far we've all come and where we are, and now what we're doing with our voices and platform. My Oakland sister, Sherry, I know you said South Central. We're going to give you Oakland Old Town business.
Oh, gosh.
Old Town
Sherry
business.
Alvarez, thank you. Appreciate you. You have an ally in me now. So y'all use this platform to promote. You ain't always got to come up here if you don't feel like it.
Text us.
Text us, so we're going to be promoting. Okay? Absolutely.
And I'm going to bring y'all bottles.
Let's
Okay,
go.
Come on. As long as you pop it with us.
I want to let Precious know that we have a monthly virtual support group for our parents on the fourth Sunday. So I would like her to come and be a part of our community. Virtually. We're just parents. We share information. We'll have experts on that also provide guidance. So Precious, please join us. It's the fourth Sunday. You can go to our website, rydersroominc.org. You can register. It's the fourth Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's what we want. We're here for it. We're here to, look out for each other.
Rydersroominc.org. Minister, thank you. It's always a blessing to see you. Your aura, your energy radiates. It's bouncing off the ceilings, and I love it. Today is the 29th anniversary of Life After Death album, too. Ain't that something?
Wow.
Damn.
Today, March 25th.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy? I was playing it. I know.
Be quiet, Sway.
He was in it. Matter of fact,
I remember that.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Were you at that interview?
No.
But
were
you remember
separated. But I remember you
Okay.
asked. I don't know if that was the one when somebody asked him, "Will we get back together?" or something like that.
Yeah, that matter. I was kind of that. I was a different guy. I was. You and Faith gonna ever hook back?
Being an op way back then, before we started calling people ops, you was opping.
I was opping. I just wanted to see a happy ending, Heather. That's all. That's all. Do you remember when he was recording that album though? Do you remember anything?
No.
No? Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Okay. That was that time. Okay.
Well, none of her business.
Okay. But Faith, it's always great to see you.
Yep.
And I smile when I see you, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yep.
And
you as well.
thank
Looking
you.
like 25 years ago.
You better work.
Oh
okay?
gosh, he gonna be impossible to Faith. Why you say that? I told you we live across the hall from each other. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Oh my gosh, my night is ruined, Faith.
It's a king,
Oh,
right?
my
We
gosh.
signed it. Thank you, Faith.
Oh my
You heard that,
God.
Mike?
Oh,
Everybody heard it, Sway.
All right,
everybody
Tracy
heard
heard
this
it too.
way.
Tracy heard it, Kalani, everybody.
Yo, producer Torch, producer Torch, make that into a sweeper so we could play that every day.
Faith was looking for you, Torch.
Okay.
She said, "Where Torch at?" She
Faith
came
was
in the
good.
S and PB was Torch.
Hey.
Put your camera up, Torch.
We
There
go
you
Torch right there.
All right, man. We go. Hey, thank you to the New York team for a great show today.
Yes.
Out here, John Z, Horace, PB, Heather B, Faith. Thank you, you guys. April 12th. Make sure you're there. Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex. The address is 5001 Obama Boulevard. You can go to the site, Ryders Room Inc. Ryders RYDER. RydersRoomInc.org. Make sure you guys find out more information.